details of some forthcoming programs. On the 3rd, there's a recital of early nose flute music given by the Nurse Trembler Liver Sausage Chorale. This will be followed by a talk on goat flushing in Addis Ababa. And to complete the evening's merriment, evensong comes from the saloon bar of the Dog and Ear Trumpet, Tibet. But here now is a short recital of medieval jokes played by the Kenneth Horne Wind Ensemble.
Yes, there's no getting away from it. It's Round the Horne.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Now, this week I shall be having the great pleasure, but I'm afraid I've got to do the show first. Now, I'm proud to announce the details of the Round the Horne Awards, which, as you know, are given annually, starting this year, for achievements in the field of entertainment. Now, we would like you to vote in these categories. 1, the most boring show business personality of the year. 2, the second most boring personality of the year. And 3, the third most boring personality. And it's done this way so that the Beverley sisters need not be excluded. And if they're listening, I don't mean a thing. And if they're not listening, it doesn't really matter, does it? Send your entries to me, Kenneth Horne, and mark the envelope, most boring personality of the year. And to the winner will go a life-size figurine of Kenneth Williams. Perfect down to the last detail. Oh, so he assures me. Smith, make the announcement.
And now, Armpit Theatre presents a thrilling story of racehorses and the men who ride them, as we bring you the story of a humble stable lad who rose to become a champion jockey. Ladies and gentlemen, a man is 2 foot tall.
My name is Captain Jodrell Fitzloosely. I'm a devotee of what is sometimes known as the sport of kings. That is, whenever the wife is out of town. But for a living, I train racehorses and do a spot of farming. I live with my daughter, Fido. Well, that's only a nickname, of course. Her real name is Spot. So-called because of her complexion. She is the English Rose type. She looks exactly like Harry Wheatcroft. One morning I was out in the paddock watching her putting trembling Lazarus through his paces.
Oh, Lazarus, son. Easy, old chap. Well, Daddy, what do you think?
Well, I'm afraid we can't enter old Lazarus for the National.
Oh, Daddy, why not?
Well, because he's the gardener, for one thing. Oh,
Daddy, it's time we bought a horse. People are beginning to talk. Especially since you shot the housekeeper when she broke a leg over the sticks. And sold old Fazakali, the butler, for stud.
Yes. Come into the stable. I've got a surprise for you, son. Or daughter. Well, whatever you are, come in here. Look, I bought him from Rosebery.
Lord Rosebery?
No, Rosebery, the family butchers in the High Street. 7 and 6 a pound.
Oh, Daddy, a fine thoroughbred filly.
Played by Douglas Smith in Blinkers. Well done, Smith.
Frankly, I'm not happy with the part, so I'm much better at sheep. Can't I play it as a sheep?
No, we cannot enter a sheep for the Grand National. You're a filly.
What are we going to call her, Daddy?
Well, look, you may think I'm a sentimental old fuddy-duddy, but I wanted to call her after your mother, the Broadstairs Strangler. She's a beautiful creature, isn't she? Look at those haunches, look at that sleek mane, look at those fetlocks.
My metatarsals are much admired, too, sir.
Don't be so vain, Smith. Look, I'm going to enter her for the novices handicap at Kempton Park.
How do you think she'll do?
Well, she stands a good chance. After all, she's only running against a lot of nuns.
Who'll ride her?
Old Paddy a thongfester. He shall wear the Fitzloosely colours. The colours my grandfather made famous on every racecourse in England. Shocking pink with lavender hoops and broderie anglais sleeves.
Those were grandfather's colours?
Yes. I've often wondered about grandfather. But Paddy shall ride the Strangler. Paddy!
Ah, sir, mutter. But jeepers, by the sacred beard of Bridget Brophy, it isn't at all Paddy himself.
Well, it's rather hard to tell from that. Well, there she is, Paddy. What do you think of her?
Sure, by the sainted pole neck sweater of Veldunican, she's a fine mount. Oh, them sleek flanks, them flaring nostrils, her foam-flecked mouth. I bet she can go. Oh, sir, fancy me chances with her.
Yes, but what about the horse?
Sure, it'll be a good man as can ride her.
And you're that man, Paddy.
Oh.
Old Paddy appraised her with one eye Riley. Then he leapt onto her back with a shout of,
Yippee-yi-yi for the one-eyed Riley.
and with Paddy on her back, the Strangler tossed her proud head, whinnied, oh, curse you, Smith. And then she reared up on her hind legs and threw the old jockey to the ground. The Strangler was going to be a difficult filly to ride.
Oh, Daddy, the race is only a week away. Who can tame her? Who can carry our colours to victory?
Let me try, sir. Let me try. I can handle her.
I looked down in surprise. It was the young stable lad, young Ginger Muffplaster. A strapping young lad for a jockey. He towered to a height of nearly 18 inches. You, Ginger?
Yes, me, sir.
He looked me boldly in the kneecap.
Oh, let me have a go, sir. Let me ride her in the big race.
But you're just a stable boy.
Well, fairly stable. I have my black moods. But give me a chance. You just think of me as that funny little Ginger that hangs around the stables. But I can be a champion jockey. I got it in me.
Give him a chance,
Yes,
Daddy.
give him a chance.
Let him ride the Strangler in the handicap. Please, please, sob.
All right, I give in. I hate to see a man cry.
Welcome to Kempton Park for the novices handicap, and as they come under starters' orders, here is a look at the betting. Vickers Anchor 7-4, Nudie Surprise 4-1, Jam Groper's Cottage 100-8, the Broadstairs Strangler 100-1 bar. Well, the tapes go up and they're off, and Nudie Surprise takes the lead as they go away into the country, and I hand you over to Peter Thripnose at the 5 furlong marker.
Thank you, Trifford O'Hara, and as they pass me at the 5 furlong marker, it's Jam Groper's Cottage from Vickers Ankle, as I hand you over to Jim Panderboot.
Thank you, Peter Thripnose, as I hand you over to Arnold von Toothpick in Cologne.
Well, the weather's lovely here in Cologne, and with that, over to Jean Metcalf in London.
Thank you, Arnold von Toothpick in Cologne. Well, here in Broadcasting House, there's no sign of the horses yet. Oh, here they come. As I hand you back to Triffid O'Hara in the grandstand, this also goes to the best mum in the world, Granny and the twins.
Thank you, Jean, Granny and the twins, and as the horses thunder on the home stretch, it's Podnoslip from Glacamar reverse with Cobblers Twitch in third place. But hold on, here comes the Broadstairs Strangler with young apprentice Ginger Muffplaster up. He's leaning over a neck encouraging her. He's whispering something in her ear.
Oh, come on, Smith. Go it, girl.
I can't go any faster. There's something in my hoof.
If you don't get a move on, Tiddles will eat well tonight.
Good old Ginger!
He's won.
I have no comment to make at this time.
Here he comes now. Here he comes now into the unsaddling enclosure.
I told you I'd do
Well done, and you shall ride her in the National.
Oh, thank you, sir, but I have a confession to make. I did this for you, Miss Fido. You see, I love you. I'm nobody now, but when I won the National, I should be rich and famous. I may even get a knighthood if they can find one my size. And then I shall ask you to change your name to Muffplaster.
Me?
Yes, with two of us I won't feel so embarrassed.
No, Ginger, it could never be. There would always be something between us.
What?
About 4'6".
In the weeks that followed, young Ginger seemed downcast, although in his case there wasn't far to go. He'd saddle the cat and go out for long, lonely rides. But then one day he was exercising the strangler when...
Psst. Oh! What was that?
That was me behind this hedge, Musher. By the Shillelagh Judy O'Grady, isn't it me again, old Paddy gone to the bad?
What do you want?
I'm offering you 500 to throw it.
The National?
The same.
You're asking me to lose the race? But then the word would get around that I was bent. And let's face it, nobody loves a bent jockey.
Well, what other kind is there?
I'm not talking about me legs. It's me honour, my good name.
Your good name? Muffpla. You must be joking. Besides, Miss Fido doesn't love you.
Oh!
Here, look. 500 green crackly ones.
Runner beans?
Yes. There's a bunch of radishes for you after you've lost the race.
Oh, I'll do it.
And as they come up to Beechesbrook for the second time, it's Cardinal's weakness and Milkman's delight. But the fate of the Broadstairs Strangler is falling even farther behind.
He's holding him back. He's deliberately throwing the race. Why?
I don't know why, Daddy.
I'll tell you it's why, Musher, by the secret shin pads of Danny Blanchflower to his eye behind it.
You, old Paddy, a friend of my youth?
Yes, I offered him money to throw the race. I did it for revenge.
Revenge?
Yes. You wouldn't let me ride the Strangler. You threw me away like an old Ken Dodd joke. Me, Paddy O'Thongfester, who dandled you, young master, when you were no higher than Jimmy Edwards at closing time. Me, who's dandled you oft. You cast me off and I swore I'd get me revenge.
But Ginger would never throw the race for money.
No, I told him you didn't love him.
You swine! You will feel my crop for this.
Promises.
Fido,
Yes, Father.
you know what you must do. Only you can save the honour of the Fitzloosleys. Here comes Ginger now.
Ginger, I must speak to you.
What is it, Fido?
Paddy lied. I love you.
Then I've been wrong all along, Fido. Say you will.
I will, immediately after the race.
Gee up, Strangler.
I can't. I've been nobbled. I've got something in my hoof.
Don't worry. We can still win. Leave it to me. There. Now, Ginger, ride like the wind.
It's incredible. They're gaining on the field. They're passing all the other horses. He's putting the spurs in. They're neck and neck with the leaders. They're in front. They're coming up to the winning post. They've won!
Oh, congratulations, Captain Fitzloosely. I expect you're a very proud man.
Yes, it's not every father whose daughter is a Grand National winner. And if you think that's incredible, well, just listen to the Fraser Hayes Four, who are going to do nothing to impair their amateur status by singing I Believe in You. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fraser Hayes Four.
You have the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. If there's that upturned chin and the grin of impetuous youth. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. You sound of good, solid judgment whenever you talk. Yet there's the gold ring of the tiger that quickens your walk. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. And when my faith in my fellow man all but falls apart, I but to feel your hand grasping mine, and I take heart. I take heart to see the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's that slang, bang, tang, reminiscent of gin and vermouth. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. And when my faith in my fellow man all but falls apart, I've got to feel your hand grasping mine, and I take heart. I take heart to see the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's that slang, bang, tang, reminiscent of gin and vermouth. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.
And now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First to answer your query is Daphne Whitethigh.
Tips for housewives. I've had a lot of inquiries on how to get rid of unpleasant stains. Well, my suggestion is to start by setting fire to the town hall and blowing up the bridge.
Thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. Thank you. Next week we have Woking for Beginners. And once again it's time to meet trendy Sunday night TV personality Seamus Android.
Hello. All right. Well, no. All right. Well, I mustn't let my tongue run away with me. No, I know you can't wait to, and neither can I, so I won't. And with that, good night.
Now, thank you, Seamus Android, the tone of whose show is undoubtedly Fino Barbie. Here now to bring us a glimpse of what the stars foretell is clairvoyant and seer Madame Osiris Gnomeclip.
Evening, dearie. Cross me palm with silver, I'll lift the vow.
Yes. Well, here's a quid, keep it on.
Thank you, sir. You got a lucky face.
Oh, God.
In comparison with the rest of you. Now, then, let's have a shufty at the zodiac. Well, if you're Pisces, you should avoid asparagus, rogue elephants, and loonies with a circular saw. On the other hand, if you are Leo, don't worry. You still have Uranus and Pluto in your first house. Venus is rising and Jupiter's in the bath.
Yes. Well, have you any personal tips for me?
Yes, well, you're a Virgo, but your heavenly twins are in the ascendant.
Well, that's good news.
Yes.
Good news at my age, anyhow.
Yes. See. Your lucky colour is wash day red, and your lucky stone is gold.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Gnome Clencher, Seer and Believer. And you have to see her to believe her, let me tell you. Well, now, this week the colour supplement turns its attention to the English and travel. There are a great many songs on the subject of travel, and here to render one unconscious, I give you Rambling Sid Rumpo.
Oh, hello, me dearie girl. My ditty today tells of a weary traveller who's rested his splod in an alien place, and though he's often pitched his cord wangle in strange parts, his memory takes him back on wings of song to the bosky turf where he was first nadgered.
And I'd like to see our critics find a double meaning in that. Or any meaning at all. Sing on, blithe Rumpo, bird, thou never words. Oh, I don't know that.
And as his thoughts turn homeward, he sings after this fashion. I've nadged my lummox round the hemisphere. I've grosseted my artifacts far and near. But through the years my love has growed for the bogler's lass in the Balls Pond Road. Oh, how I miss its fragrance sweet, the loomers grunging in the street. Fain would I once more grope my scrode with Spotty Lil in the Balls Pond Road. Oft have I whirled a comely lass from John O'Groats to Boston, Mass. But though I've woggled my heart's bestowed on the bogler's lass in the Balls Pond Road, oh, how I miss her moolies fine. Fain would I make her grummets mine. My path is bent, my legs are bowed, for Spotty Lil in the Balls Pond Road.
Oh, thank you, Rambling Sid Rumpo. Long may he be preserved in a specimen jar at the Natural History Museum. Well, now, to most people, travel means holidays. With the travel allowance of £50, it's becoming more and more difficult to find a foreign holiday that one can afford. And that's why when I was leafing through my monthly copy of Breezy Picks incorporating the leather news and amateur paediatrician, and I came across an advert for a travel agency offering cheap tours, I hurried over to their address in Chelsea right away. The sign on the door said, Bona Bijou Tourette. Knock and troll in. So I knocked and trolled. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian, and this is my friend Sandy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Horne. Oh, nice to see you. Oh, it is nice. Come here. Oh, yes, how nice to Val d'Urique again, Mr. Horne. Heart face.
Watch it.
I'm interested in booking a holiday.
Oh, well, would you like us to do something exciting for you in a cheap package?
Well, yes, what would you recommend?
Well, how about Joanne in the S of F? That's Les Pins. Boner, isn't it, Joanne?
Oh, it's
Boner.
divine.
Divoon.
Yes, yes.
Very divoon. Go on, tell him.
Yes, I will. Just thinking of it, I was sitting there, sipping a tiny drinkette, vardering the great Butch Omies and Dolly Little Palones trolling by. Or disporting yourself on the sable plage, getting your lallies all bronze and Uriah getting bleached by the Soleil.
That is your actual French.
Yeah, but I'm Nancy Ryer.
Nevertheless, how about Joanne Les Pins?
Well, I'm not mad about it.
We've got an ami down there
Yes.
who'll rent you his latte.
Who do you mean?
Gordon, do you remember?
Gordon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, oh, that Gordon.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yes. Oh, him with the leather jeans and the jackets and the goggles.
That's right.
And the helmets. Oh, yes, like a kinky AA man, didn't he? Yeah. Do you mean,
you mean him who had the bar in Tangiers? Morocco? Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mini gin and tonic, I'll have. It's called the Sheep's Eye, isn't it?
Where?
Rue de Matelot.
Oh, yeah. Has he give up the bar?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Fell through.
Oh.
She walked out on him.
That old American boiler.
Yeah. She moved on.
I thought she would.
Look,
I could tell you a thing or two.
yes, I'm sure, yeah. Now, look,
Make your hair curl. Don't you talk to me that
I'd rather like that, too, come to think of it, yeah. Now, look, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if I hang about here much longer, my passport will expire.
Oh, sorry, we was just having a wander down memory lane, wasn't we, Jude? Yeah. Now, if we drop Gordon a little telegram-ette, I'm sure he'll accommodate you, Mr. Horne, if, you say you're a chum.
Well, no, somehow I don't think it's me. Now, what else can you suggest?
What else have we got with a little ambiance hen?
Oh, well, there's... we have discovered a new place in Greece.
Oh, yes.
Right off the beaten. Yeah. Village des Naturistes.
Naturistes.
Grassy huts.
Lovely.
Volleyball in the Starkers.
Oh.
Folk singing and nut cutlets.
No.
What more could you ask?
What more?
2 weeks, 50 guineas.
All in?
Well, you probably would be after 2 weeks.
Well, how about Spain? Somewhere like Malaga?
Don't talk to us about Malaga. Don't talk to us, thank you. Two stars.
Oh, naff, is it?
Oh, he's got the Polari off. Oh, I should say, it is naff treasured. Oh, Jewel had a very nasty experience in Malaga.
Sand.
Well,
You swore you'd never bring that up.
it was meaningful while it lasted, but it's left its scars, hasn't it, Jewel?
Oh, what?
And every time anyone mentions Malaga, it wells up in him. It wells up, it does. You know, he got very badly stung.
Portuguese man of war?
I never saw him in uniform. Any road up, it's not that we will want you to come to grief in Malaga.
No. Well, what else is there?
Well, all we've got left on our books is working holidays. You can go coal mining in the Ruhr, mackerel gutting in Oslo. There's sheep shearing in Australia. Oh, there's one nearer home, Hamburg. Yeah, that's very cheap.
Well, I'll take it.
Now, wait, we better tell you, haven't we? There's one slight drawback.
Oh,
your
yes.
days are your own, but twice nightly you have to put on a goat skin and wrestle with a camel in mud. Oh, it's great. Very you, love.
It is. You think it is? It gives you the hump, doesn't it? Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show, but before I go, I would like to answer some of the criticism of this show levelled at us by a tiny minority of killjoys. Now, let me say to them that our scripts are whiter than white, as is the face of the producer when he reads them. You see, evil is in the eye of the beholder, and we believe that you can make anything sound as if it has a double meaning, if you know how. See you next week. Cheerio.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden, and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Chalk and Marty Feldman, and the program is produced by John Simmons. My name is Douglas Smith. I come among you earthlings in peace.
It's all right. We've all got your number, Ducky. Oh, she goes too far, that one. Get on with it. Go on, stop hanging it out.
You've quite finished.
Yeah.
The BBC presents, more in sorrow than in anger, Round the Horne.
And that was Douglas Smith, known to the girls of the BBC typing pool as Old Tail End Charlie. For reasons we we won't go into. Now, today, as everybody knows, is the beginning of Unzip a Hyena for Peace Week. At the Wigmore Hall, Mrs. Ganderlip Whale Trouser will be talking about the mating habits of the savage man-eating pygmies of Upper Norwood. And this will be followed by a talk given by the savage man-eating pygmies of Upper Norwood on the mating habits of Mrs. Ganderlip Whale Trouser. At the Albert Hall, there'll be the gynecologist's annual concours d'elegance. And at the do-it-yourself smoked salmon boutique Edgeware, the over-80s nudist leapfrog teams will be taking on all comers. Within reason, of course. Right, Smith, make the announcement.
And now, Armpit Theatre presents... A story of jazz and the men who made it. A story of how jazz came up the river from New Orleans to Teddington via Stoke Purchase. Based loosely on Young Man with a Horn, we present Young Horn with a Man.
New Orleans, 1919, the New Orleans of Storyville and Basin Street, where all the dark and light folk meet. I am an old Negro trumpeter.
You can afford me.
And I don't mind betting it comes as a surprise to my wife if she's listening. My name is Jelly Roll Panks Tukley, pronounced Chumley, but not very often. However, they call me Jelly Roll for reasons I won't bore you with. And I lead a small combo in downtown New Orleans. My story is of Bick Spider-Thrust, a young white kid who learned to play my people's music, the blues, as it's sometimes called. It all began when young Bix and his nanny were watching a New Orleans street parade.
Look, Nanny, a street parade.
My land sakes, Master Vic, showing up. Dog my cats and dang my possum.
Dang your own possum, Nanny. Hold me up so I can see. I never heard that kind of music before. What's it called?
Jazz, Master Bix. It's my people's music.
I want to play music like that, Nanny.
You young master? Well, hush my mouth.
I wish you would.
But you are a white boy. You can't play like that.
But I want to, Nanny. I want to play the blues on one of those big shiny things that man's got.
You ain't never... Listen, baby boy, you ain't never gonna play the blues on one of them.
Why not?
That's a horse.
You want to see me, Pappy?
Yes, sir. Pull up a burning cross and sit down. What's this I hear about you all wanting to play this newfangled jazz music?
Oh, got to, Pappy.
You see, son, this here jazz music, that ain't respectable. We Spider-Thrusts are leading citizens. We are Georgia Spider-Thrusts. Your grandpappy was a Georgia cracker. I'm a Georgia cracker. You're a Georgia cracker. In our family, we're all crackers. We don't go messing around with what don't concern us.
But what about Beulah the maid? Is she a cracker?
She sure is, sir. But yeah, a different kind. Now, don't let me catch you messing around with those no-good jazz musicians or I'll whop your hide.
I'm too big.
I guess I'll hide your whop.
Well, later that night, young Bix sneaked out of the house and made his way to Storyville and Mahogany Hall, where a few of us cats were having a jam session. All right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Play that thing. Yeah. All right, cats, take 5.
Excuse Mr. Jelly Roll?
I put down my licorice stick and my bag of sherbet and stared at the pale young kid who stood before me. He looked like Poe White Trash. That's Poe as in Edgar Allan, of course. I ran my ebony fingers through my frizzy hair.
My mind boggles.
I looked into his eyes. A look of query came into his. What do you want, young massa?
I want to sit in with you. I want to play this thing I got tucked under my arm.
You can, not with us.
Why not?
It's a horse.
No, I mean this.
He produced a battered trumpet from a green baize bag and put it to his green baize lips. I knew this boy had something. I decided to give him a chance and introduced him to the rest of the band. Bix, I want you to meet the boys. This is Mead Lux Panabody.
Ah, there, man.
And this is Fats Hominy Grits.
There you go, man.
And this is Howling Charlie Swamp Fever.
Hello, darling.
And this is W.C. Handy, or as the producer insists we call him, Bathroom Convenient. Over there's our bass player, Bayou Jack.
How's Bayou Jack?
Can't complain, how's by you?
I want to join your band, Mr. Jelly Roll. I have a dream.
Would you like to tell me about your dream? Cue string.
I see Carnegie Hall. Everybody who is anybody is there. The cream of New York's high society. They're all wearing diamonds and mink, even the women. On stage, a big band, strings, woodwind, percussion, brass, and there in front leading them, you, Jelly Roll, in a mink bikini.
A mink bikini?
Well, I told you it was a dream. Then onto the stage walks a solitary figure in spangled leotard, his long blonde hair framing his perfect oval face. It's me.
You?
It's my dream. I don't interfere with your dreams, do I?
Yeah, it's me. They've all come to hear me perform on my golden trumpet. I'll whip it out. And my fingers flash over my plungers. Oh, man, that audience goes wild. I purse my lips and they hear a sound that they ain't never heard before in Carnegie Hall.
And then do you play the trumpet?
I am playing it. It's a new sound. There's a note I'm after. It's up there somewhere. If only I can reach it. I can't reach it now, but I'll reach it one day. Mr. Jelly Roll, will you make my dream come true?
Well, I'll do what I can, but I can't promise to wear a mink bikini. Not after the last time. Still you can join the band. We're heading upriver for...
You mean...
Yes, Greensboro. And if we don't have any luck there, we can try Chicago.
Chicago in the Roaring '20s. It was my town, I tell you. My name was legendary. Diamond Jim Legendary. Known to the customers in my speakeasy as Alice. It was very dark in that speakeasy. The year was 1926, the Jazz Age. Al Jolson was thrilling the world with his impersonations of Di Francis. The crowd flocked to my club every night to stamp their feet to the hot rhythm of Jelly Roll Pank Stookley and the original New Orleans Knee Tremblers. Everybody was doing a dance they called the Colored Fundament.
The producer won't allow us to say Black Bottom. Suddenly, the crowd was hushed as into the spotlight stepped the dusky queen of the blues, Lobelia Leadbelly Mutterbucket, played by Betty Leadbelly Marsden in rather a lot of burnt cork. She sang huskily, her voice choked with emotion, the music of her people that had come from Africa to the cotton fields of the deep south.
My Yiddish mama.
Via Golders Green. As she sang, young Bix played behind her, supplementing each phrase with his tender obligato.
I miss him more than ever now. Ah!
You do that again, mate, and I'll really make your obligatos tremble.
I was looking for that note that I've been searching for.
Well, you won't find it there.
But I love you. You're my kind of woman. In fact, we could have been taken for sisters. Oh, could you learn to love me?
Yeah, but not up here on the bandstand.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna throw those ugly words at me, like race and bar.
Yeah, I am. I'll reach you to the bar, lost one there.
Hi there, Bix.
Evening, Miss Legendary.
You see that man over there?
Yeah, who is he?
Norbert Potwalloper.
The king of jazz?
He wants you to join his band. This is the big time, Bix.
You're asking me to leave Jelly Roll?
Yep.
The man who's had faith in me, who shared his last crust of bread with me? You want me to walk out on him? Just like that?
Well, not like that. You get arrested, put some trousers on first.
I can't do it.
You don't understand. These are things a man can't do, and there are things a man must do. There are things that a man don't like to do, but he's got to do, and things that he won't do that he must, and he's got to do what he's got to do.
Is that true, Bix?
Yeah, but I'll be finished in 5 minutes. Tell Mr. Potwalloper I'll see him outside.
And so Bix Spider-Thrust left the Knee Tremblers and joined Norbert Potwalloper and his collegiates. They toured all over America.
Denver! Palm Springs!
Conrad Junction.
Madison Bend! Albuquerque! Kirkabuka! Alcatraz! Oh, the hell with it! Boston! Washington!
Kansas.
St. Louis!
Niagara Falls. And if only that train had stopped, he'd have become a star. But forced to play the commercial music that he despised, Bix took refuge in the bottle.
Hey, come out of that bottle. I can see you. Come on. I can see you hiding behind that twig.
Leave me alone. I can't go on, Miss Potwalloper.
But this is Carnegie Hall. Remember your dream. You can't let those kids down.
I can't play, I tell you. I've lost my lip. I had it once, but it's gone. I lost it in Chicago. It's Lead Belly.
Oh, sugar baby, it's me. Oh. I've come back to you, Bix, and I'll never leave you again. You can do it, Bix.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, do it for me. Pick up that trumpet and do it the way you used to.
But will I ever get that note?
Of course you will.
Oh.
With me behind you. Play, Bix. Play.
Oh!
I told you you'd get it with me behind you.
Yeah, but I wish you'd cut your fingernail.
Oh, it gets you right here, doesn't it? But here now with a familiar strain, and you can hear it when they go for the top notes, are the messed voices of the Fraser Hayes Four. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fraser Hayes Four.
There is a brotherhood of man, a benevolent brotherhood of man, a noble tie that binds all human hearts and minds into one brotherhood of man. Your lifelong membership is free. Keep giving each brother all you can. Oh, aren't aren't you proud to be in that fraternity, the great big brotherhood of man? There is a brotherhood of man, a benevolent brotherhood of man, a noble tie that binds all human hearts and minds into one brotherhood of man. Your lifelong membership, is free. Keep giving each brother all you can. Oh, aren't you proud to be in that fraternity, the great big brotherhood of man? There's a brotherhood of man. You gotta keep giving each other all you can. Oh, aren't you proud to be in that fraternity, the great big brotherhood of man? There's a great big brotherhood of man.
And now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First, Daphne Whitethigh with hints for party givers.
If you're having a few friends over for the evening, why not do what the Duchess of Stainsforth does? But pull the curtains first. The Duchess specializes in unusual party games. Pin the tail on the orangutan, postman's knock, played with a real postman. It's not so much fun, but it saves giving him a Christmas box. But if you want your party to go with a swing, here are some do's and don'ts. Do, don't.
Thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. I'll try not to. But here now, an on-the-spot report from Sunday night television personality, Seamus Android.
Hello. All right. Ha. Well, no, all right. Well, I could go on like this all night. So I probably will. But now, while I'm waiting for my first guest to sober up, I'd like to read you a lot of letters from viewers who watch me on TV and say how much they'd like to. But, unfortunately, they can't. So I'd like to be the first. But as you can see, time has run out, as have the studio audience. And with that, good night.
And thank you, Seamus Android, the sage of television. And we all know where the sage goes, don't we? With the onions, of course. And now the Round the Horne colour supplement turns its attention to the occult. And to start the crystal ball rolling, here with me once again is Colour Supplement's resident astrologer, Madam Osiris Gnome Clencher.
Osiris brings you lots of luck and many roses. Well, what of the zodiac? Neptune's in Scorpio with Venus.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, sent me a postcard. Says the weather's lovely.
Yes. Well, it is at the time of the year, isn't it?
Yes. If you're a Sagittarian, look out. Your node's rising. Be on your guard against sitting on rusty razor blades, bathing in vats of boiling syrup of figs, and men who try to set fire to your trousers.
Well, thank you for the warning. I shall put the vicar off tonight.
Well advised.
Thank you. Have you any personal predictions for me?
Yes, well, you're a Virgo in conjunction with your Aries, aren't you?
As far as I know.
Yes. So, Capricorn rules your head, Pisces rules your heart, Libra rules your kidneys, and Britannia rules the way. Your lucky flower is collie, as is your lucky dog.
Thank you, Madam Osiris. Now, there are many stories of the occult and fiction Who does not know Poe's Raven?
I never listen to gossip, Jack.
The cinema has long specialized in stories of the supernatural, especially in the 40s. Here's an excerpt from one such film starring Dame Celia Molestrangler and aging juvenile Binky Huckaback.
I'm afraid, Charles. Terribly, terribly afraid.
Afraid, Fiona? Don't you like living here?
No, Charles. I feel something odd here. Something very odd indeed. Something I can't put a name to. Do you feel it here?
Here?
Not there, Charles. Here. Oh, Charles. Don't leave me, Charles. Oh, look, Charles. The door's opening. The light's gone on. There's someone there. Every night the door opens. The light goes on. And he is standing there. What does he want? For pity's sake, Charles, ask him.
What are you doing there?
I might ask you that. After all, you're in my fridge.
And turning now to songs of the supernatural, here is rambling Sid Rumpo, a man who is neither super nor particularly natural. Good evening, rambling Sid.
Well, hello, me dearie. For my heart is heavy and my cord bangle is full sore.
Now, what are you going to sing for us this week?
She's an eerie song, so spine-chilling that it'll make the bogles on your posset stand on end.
Good.
It's the story of a bold highwayman called the Black Grunger of Hounslow, and tells of his exploits, and it goes after this fashion. All this while I sing of a highwayman bold, his feats were remarkable, so we are told. He'd wordle the ladies and scrope all the men, then he'd straddle his nadger and ride off again. Touralay, touralay, singing fiddle me grommets and scrumple me through. They caught him and hung him from old Tyburn tree, but ere the note screevelled his mooly, quoth he, if I had my time to live over again, I'd scrope all the ladies and wordle the men. Touralay, touralay, singing fiddle me grommets and scrumple me flute.
Any survey of the occult would not be complete without a look at the medium. And that's why, when I saw an advert in my copy of Physique Pictorial, I buy it for the gardening section. It was an advert actually for boner seances, and I rushed out of my latte and trolled down there. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy.
Yeah. Oh, to give us... Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, Boner. Oh, to give us our professional names, I am Madam Boner, and Jewel here is the great Omi Poloni, natural sensitive.
Yes. And I believe you can see into the future.
Oh, yes. I'm gifted with a second Varda.
Second Varda.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm occupied by your actual mystic forces.
He is. He's occupied. Frequently. Yeah. He's got the telepathy, you see. Let your waves blend with his, Mr. Horne, and he will reveal all. Won't you, Jewel?
Gladly.
Gladly. Yes. No, it's a gift with him.
It's a gift.
It's a gift with him. Some have got it, some haven't. No, and he's got it. By George, he's got it.
Now then, how would you like me to prognosticate?
Prognosticate, you see.
Shall we try the Ouija?
Yeah, get out your Ouija. Go on. Let's have a Polari with the spirits. Come on, all sit round and hold hands. You sit next to me, Mr. Horne.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. It's all right. Don't worry, it's all right, yes. Jewel will be going off.
Yes. Yes, I do, you know. I go right off.
Goes right off. All right, pull yourselves together. Nish the chat. Nish the chat. He's going into his trance. Are your vibrations favourable, Jewel?
Oh, boner, yes.
Oh, boner. Are you off now?
Yes, I'm going one step beyond.
Oh, you go, Jewel. Don't worry about us. We'll be all right on our own.
Yeah.
Yes. He's going. No, he's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, what do you want, Jewel?
Forgot to leave a note for the milkman.
All right, he's going again. He's going. He's coming over him in waves. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him, though. Oh, he's levitating. Yes, no, he's in touch with what we do not know.
Neither do we particularly want to.
He's gone beyond. He's been possessed now by his spirit guide. Yes, he's a great butch red Indian, you know. Yes. Look, now Geronimo is occupying him now. Oh, no. Well, it's very uncomfortable to be occupied by a red Indian. Very uncomfortable, you see. Very uncomfortable to be occupied by a red Indian, and it lowers the value of the property. Hello? Hello, Geronimo. It's Sand here. Sand here. Have you a message for any of us? Speak, Geronimo. Come on.
Mr. Geronimo is out. Leave your name and number. He will call you when he comes in. This is a recorded message.
Well, the flesh was willing, but the spirits were a bit weak. And I wonder if it is possible that there is a limbo where strange wraith-like creatures flit about in a twilight world of their own.
Mind your own business. Don't ask you how you spend your evenings.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Chalk and Marty Feldman, and the programme was produced by John Simmons.
Watch out for it!
It's coming your way!
It's coming soon!
Don't miss it! Yes, it's coming now!
It's here!
Oh, it's gone again.
Just as well I didn't like it anyway.
Here's something you'll like even less. It's Round the Horne.
Well, hello again. As everybody knows, today is Smear a Traffic Warden in Bloater Paste for Asia Day. And to commemorate it in fitting style, London has pulled out all the stops. There's Spotted Dick crouching at All Hallows Without. There'll be the all-comers Paso Doble jockey wagging at the 5-minute hippo wash in the coal shed at Lord's, while the over-80s nudist trampoline team will be holding their annual hedgehog squat. That's for charity, of course. And I only hope that the hedgehogs can be prevailed upon to enter into the spirit of the occasion. All right, Smith, make the announcement.
And now Armpit Theatre presents A Tale of the Orient. And the quest for an idol so valuable that men would rob, cheat, lie for it. Yes, men would stoop to anything to possess it.
Not the Golden Rose of Montreux.
No, it's the story of... the Maltese brass monkey.
My name is Captain Bear's Breath McNee Grasper, known in all the ports of the China Sea as Mad Alice Cudlip, for reasons I won't go into here, or indeed anywhere without first consulting a solicitor. Every dockside loafer in Macau is familiar with my tug, the SS Mrs. Mahatma Fortinbras, named after my first mate. My story opens in September 1946. I'd put in for repairs and made my way to the rickshaw rank on the quayside.
Oh, there, sailor. You want rickshaw?
Never before sundown, thank you.
You want good pull-up for sailors?
I've told you never before sundown. Take me to the celestial palace of 1,000 delights.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Baggins' gaff. Oh, jump in.
Welcome to the Hotel of 1,000 Delights. What can I do for you?
Well, I want a single delight with bath.
Certainly, sir. Follow me. Anything I can do for you, please ring. You're sweet.
Yeah, you're pretty nice, too. It was good to be ashore. I hadn't felt my legs on land for a long while. Or anybody else's, for that matter. I undressed and lay on my bed looking up my Baedeker. There were many things I wanted to see in Macau, but first I thought I'd better clean up. I started with the reference to Baedeker, making it perfectly clear that it was a travel guide. Then I stepped into the shower. Suddenly I felt something in the small of my back. I turned. I was looking down the muzzle of a Mauser.
This pussycat is loaded. One false move when you get it, Captain Bear's Breath McNee Grasper.
I didn't know my name.
Just a lucky guess. Come, follow me.
He pressed his top waistcoat button and a secret panel in his riding breeches swung open.
Follow me,
he said, and disappeared through it. I followed down his leg and into his boot. I should point out they were very baggy riding breeches. Soon we emerged into the light and I found myself in a large antechamber. There in front of me, sitting on a vast carved throne, was a huge, impassive Buddha-like figure. He sniffed a grape and nibbled an orchid.
Greetings. My name is Lo Min Sing.
Yes, I've seen you mincing along the waterfront.
Welcome to my humble abode, Captain McNee Grasper.
You know my name?
I know all about you. Educated at a country parsonage in Haifa, a first at Cambridge, a second at Oxford, and a third at Kempton Park. Yes, you were cashiered from Sandhurst and usheretted from the Regal Canning Town. You are now an illicit cenopod runner. Yes, you see, I have a bulky dossier for a man of my size.
You seem to know everything about me. What do you want of me?
I'm told you will do most things for money.
That's a lie. I'd do anything for money.
Would you even steal the Maltese brass monkey?
The Maltese brass monkey? It's here?
Yes, here in Macau.
In Macau?
Yes, Macau. Follow me in here.
Why did you bring me in here?
To get away from that flaming orchestra. Now, listen. Now, listen to me. If you can bring me the Maltese brass monkey, I shall pay you a vast sum of money. But I must have it tonight.
What?
The Maltese brass monkey.
Oh, get out, Brayden. Now then, Mincing, what are you going to do with the, you-know-what?
I have friends in Moscow. They will pay me well for it. But I must get the brass monkey there before the cold weather.
Well, I'm your man. Don't worry, Mincing. I'll find the Maltese brass monkey. I said I'll find the Maltese brass monkey.
Oh, sorry, Ken. 1, 2...
I hurried back to my hotel, but there in my room a surprise awaited me. On the bed was something I had never expected to see. A clean bedspread. And on it the seductive curves and the smooth, flawless yellow skin of a banana. The girl eating it looked up. She spoke.
My name is Tiger Lily.
Any relation to Beatrice Lily?
When I heard you were in town, Captain McNeegrasper, I had to come and see you.
Well, why?
I've never seen anyone called McNeegrasper.
What do you want of me?
You just left Lomin Singh at his place halfway up page 14.
Oh, how'd you know that?
I was watching you disguised as a paperclip.
Yes, you could have fooled anybody.
Don't get the Maltese brass monkey for Min Singh. He wants it for his own evil ends.
But he's promised me a princely figure, and I'm sick of the one I've got.
Get the monkey for me. Get it for me. I'll give you everything I got.
How much money is that?
I'm not talking about money. I can give you a woman's love.
Oh, all right then, but you know my terms. So much down and a little every week.
Good. Then go to this address tonight. Here, on this card.
What's this? Messrs. Hong Kong, Wong and Levine, Oriental Plastic Novelties Limited, incorporating renter sampan and turf accountants. Our motto, you win when you lose with Hong Kong, Wong and Levine, licensed annually by the Westminster County Tong. Well, I'll get over there right away. Here we are, Hong Kong, Wong and Levine.
Hello, can I help you?
Mr. Levine?
No, I'm Hong Kong Wong. If you think that's ridiculous, you should see Levine. Should I call him?
No, it's you I've come to see, Hong Kong Wong.
Well, in that case, may I offer you the traditional Oriental greeting? May the celestial radiance shine on you. May your concubines be fruitful and be a delight to you in the sunset of your life. My life already. More I cannot wish you, and well over the fast.
And the inscrutable Oriental bowed and disappeared into the back of the shop, returning shortly with the traditional teacups.
So sit down, have a cup of tea. You fancy perhaps a piece of cheesecake? Gefilte chop suey? Sweet and sour matzo balls?
No, I just had some, thanks so much. Let's get down to business. I want the Maltese brass monkey.
Brass monkeys he wants. Brass monkeys I ain't got. How about the nice Maltese brass orangutan? I've got a glut of them.
No, thank you. It must be the Maltese brass monkey. I'm willing to pay well.
I'll come back midnight. I might be able to help. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be dangerous. But I'll do me best.
That night, accompanied by Tiger Lily, I returned to the shop. It was in darkness. We lit a joss, and in his flickering light we saw a crumpled heap. It was Hong Kong Wong.
Is he dead?
Yes, I'm afraid someone's done Wong.
And look! Look! The safe has been ransacked.
Yes, whoever killed Wong has got the Maltese brass monkey.
Shh! What's that?
I looked around me. In the flickering light, the grotesque shadows danced, accompanying Cliff Richard, of course. Then suddenly a huge chopper flashed in the gloom and buried itself in the woodwork by my head.
Look out, Captain McNeegrasper!
But it was too late. My assailant came at me with a curious oriental gait. He leapt over it and hung one on me.
What do you think?
Well, it looked better hanging on you. You've got the neck for it.
I warn you, I am an expert in karate. I'm a black belt of the second Dan.
You mean?
Yes, I'm Dan the karate man.
He grabbed my lapels in judo fashion.
Nice bit of smatter.
Hong Kong Wong, you and alive.
Yes, you can call this living. But I'm not Hong Kong Wong. I am Min Sing's aide de camp, cheeky.
He came at me, swinging with his handbag. I threw a punch at him. He retaliated with a judo throw. We went at it, punch and judo. Then, with a quick gesture, he threw me 2 feet in the air. Then with 2 elbows and my head. He juggled them deftly.
Do what?
Don't worry, he's as deft as a post.
I'm going to let you have it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I finished with it.
Oh, it's nice. What is it?
A right hook.
Ow!
And he collapsed in a bundle on the floor. tied himself up with string, and posted himself to the house of Mincing. And we followed by the next post.
Ah, so, Captain McNegraspa, we meet again.
Yes, you fiend.
Uh-huh.
I know now you've been using me as a cat's paw.
That wasn't the part of the cat I had in mind. Off with his head, and then off with the rest of him.
Not so fast. I have a loaded question here, and I'm not afraid to ask it.
Yeah, you would not dare.
Oh, wouldn't I? Here goes. Have you ever had an embarrassing experience?
Yes, Wilfred, I was in the Gordon Islanders. You see, I was in the Gordon Islanders, you see, and one day I was going up the stairs of this bus when this woman with a French loaf...
Yes. Yes. All right, give him the money, Mabel.
Here. What's in the jackpot?
There's half a Welsh rabbit, 6 pence of peas pudding, a Queen Scout's woggle, and the Maltese brass monkey.
Well, grab it and run.
Right. Yes!
No, not the peas pudding, the brass monkey. Now, run.
Come back! Stop! That's cheating! You can't sell a place, is it?
I can't go much further.
Never mind, we're nearly at the harbour. There's a junk waiting for our getaway.
There are so many. Which one?
Well, it doesn't matter. You can get away with any old junk on Round the Horne. And just to prove that was no idle boast, here are the Fraser Hayes Four, or as they're described in the script every week, the FFF. So here, ladies and gentlemen, to sing Soon It's Gonna Rain are the FFF.
Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do?
Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell.
Soon it's gonna rain, what'll we do with you? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree, we'll build 4 walls and a floor, we'll bind it over with leaves, then duck inside to stay. And we'll let it rain, we'll not feel it, then we'll let it rain, rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own 4 walls.
Hear how the wind begins to whisper. See how the leaves go streaming by.
Smell how the velvet rain is falling out where the fields are warm and dry. Now is the time to run inside and stay. Now is the time to find a hideaway where we can stay. Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do?
Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell.
Soon it's gonna rain, what do we do with you? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree, we'll build 4 walls and a floor, we'll bind it over with leaves, then duck inside to stay. Then we'll let it rain, we'll not feel it, then we'll let it rain, rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own 4 walls. We'll live and love within our own 4 walls.
And now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First on the fashion scene, Daphne Whitethigh.
Hello. Uniforms are still high fashion, and anyone who wants to be in the forefront is wearing one. I had a letter recently which said, "Dear Daphne, the other night I put on my old military uniform and tagged along with a crowd in the King's Road similarly dressed. Imagine my surprise when the next morning I found myself on patrol in Singapore. What do you advise? Signed, 2nd Lieutenant Mary Quant, Brigade of Guard." Well, my advice is keep your eyeshadow to the minimum and nobody will notice. I have one last piece of fashion news. A top designer tells me that although bosoms are still out, there's a rumor in haute couture circles that they may be on their way back.
And I shall keep a light burning in the window. Come home, bosoms, all is forgiven. And thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. And hello again to the Sunday night TV personality, Seamus Android, the man who has his audience riveted to their seats. It's the only way you can keep them in the studio. Come in, Seamus.
Well, now. Hello. Ha-ha. All right. Hello. Ha-ha. Well, now. All right. Well, we'll come back to that later. Meanwhile, here is a young singing star who is not only young, but by the time I remember her name, she'll be extremely old. So when I say Cilla Black, you'll all know I mean Dusty Springfield, or do I mean Tom Jones? No, it's Spike Milligan with her latest recording. No, well, anyway, whoever she is, here she is at last. Gone. And with that, it's good night.
Thank you, Seamus Android. Now, the colour supplement turns its attention to English and animals. It's often said, and with justification, that the English love animals. Nothing delights the English heart as much as a little lamb. A few green peas and a quantity of green sauce. Of course, the cinema has often used the call of the wild as a theme for major epics. And here is a scene from one such film, a story of the bush entitled Where No Hippos Fly. Which is just as well, really, isn't it? Anyway, it stars Dame Celia Molestrangler and aging juvenile Binky Huckaback.
Oh, Charles, I'm frightened.
Steady, old girl. They can smell fear.
Are you sorry you brought me out here?
To the bush?
Yes.
I know the bush is no place for a woman, but we've been happy here, haven't we?
Happy, Charles. Who knows what happiness is? It's giving and taking and having and holding and loving and needing and wanting and feeling.
Yes, Fiona. It's all of those things and yet none of them.
And yet all of them.
And yet none of them.
And yet all of them.
Oh, all right. Some of them.
Charles, are we safe here in the bush?
Quite safe.
But look over there. There's another of those creatures.
He's an ugly brute. Look at that snout on him. Those little red eyes. Don't move. I think he's seen us.
Oh, Charles.
Don't worry. I'll take care of him. Stand your ground. I think he's going to charge us. Good evening, Constable. Just leaving the park. Come along, Fiona.
And of all the songs about animals, none are more common than ditties of the hunt. Here now, to offend against reason, is Rambling Sid Rumpo.
Hello, my dear ears. I'm going to sing you a song of that great huntsman, Jim Pubes, who lived many years ago. And thank you. And 'tis said there was no finer sight in Cumberland than to see old Jim straddling his nadger behind the parsonage. And then and then looming his turves before setting off in pursuit of the quarry. And this song tells his story and goes after this fashion. Do you ken Jim Pubes with his splod so bright as he traddles his nadger in the bright moonlight? He whirls his posset all through the night, but he can't turn it off in the morning. Oh, the sound of his grope threw me from my bed as he blew up his moolie fit to waken the dead. Oh, the noise of his grunge nearly blew off me head and removed all the paint from the awning. Do you ken Jim Pubes? Now his blood's turned white and his nadger's been struck with an awful blight, and he can't find his posset without a light, and he can't turn it on in the morning. Oh, his poor old groat, it has sprung a leak, and the sound of his moolie's reduced to a squeak. Though he blows and he blows till he's blue in the eek, we'll no more hear him grunge in the morning.
Oh, it's sad to think that the good people of Cumberland can no longer hear Jim Pubes grunging in the morning. Still, at least now they'll get a good line, won't they? You know, I always thought that fox hunting was the prerogative of the wealthy few, so I was amazed when I saw an advertisement in my copy of Peekaboo Corset Pictorial. Well, I buy it for the Spot the Ball contest. And the advertisement read, "The boner hunt come trolling after the fox with us in specially selected groups." Well, it sounded just what I wanted, so I hurried over to the address in Carnaby Street as fast as my lallies would carry me. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's Mr. Owen. Oh, hello.
Yo, it's Tally-O, Ducky.
Yes. Oh, we are your actual Carnaby hunt, we are. You see, Jules MFH, and I'm the whipper-in. Yes.
Yes, and
Yes.
very nice you look too now.
Yes.
How many of you are there in the hunt?
Oh, it's just Sandy and me so far.
And, of course, Reynard.
Oh, the fox.
Yes. No, Ducky, no. Reynard Lispoon, the choreographer. He's a close personal, isn't he, Jules?
Oh.
Close.
Oh, it's very anti-me.
Very anti-me. On team, you mean?
On team, I mean intimate, really.
Yeah,
Yes,
lovely person.
yes. Get on very well with him. He's your type. He's all butch.
Yes. But questing.
Oh, yes.
You must have seen his work, Mr. Horne. He does fantastic things on the television.
Yes, you know, they all come trolling on in form-hugging black and do evocative things with chairs and ladders and planks of wood. He once done something with a bent wood chair. It made Robert Eltman's eyes stand out like organ stones.
True. There's no fault for standing so close. Of course, Reynard is classical trained.
Oh, yes.
Classical trained.
Indeed, he's got your... he's got your full classical there.
Started in John Cranko's Nutcracker and worked his way up.
Oh, yes. He's supported Dame Margot's Sleeping Beauty when Nureyev backed out.
That's right. Supported her lovely.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
I'm sure, and he's the only other member of the hunt, is he?
So far, but we're hoping to attract a show business clientele.
I see. Where do you hunt from?
Oh, here, in Carnaby Street.
Oh, but there can't be many foxes in Carnaby Street.
No, not foxes. It's not what you call a plethora of foxes round here, is there? But you still have the thrill of the chase.
The chase? But I mean, what can you find to chase in Carnaby Street?
He's very jejune, isn't he?
Oh,
He is, though, isn't he?
Oh, I don't. It's a quality I admire in him.
Do you?
Indeed, would that I still had it. Oh, où sont les neiges d'antan, Mr. Horne?
That is your actual philosophical French, that is. Still, don't brood, Jewel, don't brood. You're brooding.
I'm not.
You are, you'll get lines.
Oh. All right, then. Mr. Horne, you ready for the off, then?
Yes.
Just put this pink coat on, then. These breeches.
Yes, and these bijou bootettes. Right, there we are. Oh, there, now you're all dressed.
Now, what happens now?
We'll just wait here till we've to the quarry. Oh, look, there he goes. They're after him.
Yeah, but what about the horse?
What horse? Jump on Jewel's back.
Yoink!
Yoink!
Tally-o!
And we chased the ginger furry creature down the road. Unfortunately, it turned out to be Mick Jagger in a fun fur. He went to earth in a gents' boutique calling itself the Gay Hussar, and I didn't have the nerve to go in after him. Jewel and I were merely hanging about on that street corner trying to pick up another cent when the policeman came along. And that, gentlemen of the jury, concludes my speech for the defense. Cheerio, see you next week.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden, and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the program was produced by John Simmons. Here is a trailer for a forthcoming BBC adventure series.
Out of the west he came, tall in the saddle, a faraway look in his eye. Once he'd been there, nothing was the same again. Thrill with us to the adventures of
Nasmo Thrip, the nude cyclist of Paul Perro.
Here now to kill half an hour violently is the unpremeditated Round the Horne.
That was Douglas Smith, born free. However, as you're doubtless aware, today is the start of Smear a Goose with Camembert for International Motherhood Week. And to celebrate it, London has let its hair down. On Monday, there's floodlit tripe gobbling on ice before His Royal Highness the Kumquat of Stoke Poges. After His Royal Highness, there'll be a grand pageant depicting the baked bean and its role in peace. On Tuesday, there's an exhibition entitled Harnessing the Mighty Cenopod for the Benefit of Mankind. Finally, on Saturday, the over-80s nudist leapfrog team are with us again. And this time, it's the seven-a-side rugby finals. And good luck in the scrums. All right, Smith, make the announcement.
And now, Armpit Theatre presents a story of the circus and the thrills and heartbreaks that go to make the greatest show on earth, as we bring you The Big Top.
My name is Phineas T. Cuckpowder, and I own Cuckpowder's Mammoth Circus. My family have always been circus people. My grandfather, Winifred, was the bearded lady, which was hard luck on my grandmother, who was billed as the only mermaid in captivity. She was half woman, half fish, and it was lobster, I believe. Still, my grandfather was very fond of his mermaid spouse and to the last remained faithful to what he described as his better half. My grandmother...
Oh, get on with it. I mean, they don't want to hear all that rubbish. It's me they want. It's me they want, isn't it? Who wants me? Yes. Hands up. There. Look at that show. Look at that show.
2 of them.
No, there's a lovely show of hands. What a lovely gesture to make.
Well, I can think of a more appropriate one.
Oh, sorry, I spoke.
Well, I ran the family circus, but times were hard. We couldn't afford a lion taming act, so at every performance, the midget would put his head in the cat's mouth. But it wasn't the same. My ringmaster, Captain Nosmo Crouch, was very worried.
Oh, the circus is in a bad way, Mr. Cookpowder.
Dear.
Oh, what we want is a big attraction to bring the crowds back. Big names like the Flying Cascaras, or the Galloping Abdabs, or the Creeping Alopecias.
Yes.
Oh.
If only we had a big trapeze act, the circus would live again.
How about me, Mr. Cookpowder?
I looked in the direction of the voice. There, towering over me. Stood the figure of a young Goliath. His enormous chest strained against them. His enormous chest strained against the madras cotton of his peasant smock. His face was that of a young Greek god surmounted by a mop of unruly golden curls. His pouting coral lips. You know, I'm getting worried about our writers.
They're doing a fine job. Go on, read the rest of it. That's me to a T.
All right. Well, I'll skip the bit about your cultish legs and your dimpled knees, if you don't mind.
You can't bear the truth, can you? That's your trouble.
Well, I'm certainly not going to read this bit about the smouldering promise in your eyes. People might be having their lunch.
It's the same old story. They won't allow me to grow up. I'm Ailey Mills all over again. Yes, well, I'm grown up now. I'm in my first flush. Listen, no, I've reached man's estate. No, I have. I'm having my first flush in man's estate. I'm having my first screen kiss soon in Carry On Camel. It's done through a gauze.
Yeah. Well, I suppose one must consider the camel's feelings. Now, may we return to the plot now?
Please yourself, but it's bound to be an anticlimax.
Oh, would you say your line again?
All right. How about me, Mr. Cookpowder?
Well, who are you? What can you do to save the circus?
My name is Rusty Pig Fumbler.
That's your trouble.
Yeah. I'm only a simple gypsy lad, but I'm pretty strong, Mr. Cook. Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty strong, Mr. Cookpowder. Look what I can do with this old iron bar. There!
Yes. Well, I'm afraid there's not much call for that at the moment, sir. What I'm looking for is a trapeze act.
Oh, well, perhaps old Luigi could take the boy under his wing.
What, old Papa Omipolone? But his nerve's gone.
Oh, he used to be the greatest trapeze artist in the world.
Well, not since he lost his nerve. Nowadays he has to have a safety net under the bed. He gets vertigo if he goes upstairs in the bus.
Oh, he may be old, but he can show this boy a few wrinkles.
Yeah, it's another thing I've been meaning to speak to him about. Oh, Lizzie.
Steve Patroni, what do you want?
Well, look, see this boy here. Do you think you can make anything of him?
Let's have a look at him. Hold yourself up straight, boy. Yes, oh, I think I can make something of him.
Oh, what?
Minestrone.
Oh, won't you teach me to become a great trapeze artist like you, Mr. Omipolone?
There's only one Omipolone, you'll never be one like me.
Won't you give me a chance?
Oh, all right, let's see what you can do. You get up on that trapeze, and I'll get up on this trapeze. Now then, when I give the word, you let yourself go, and old Luigi will catch you. Are you ready?
Ready?
Now, let go. I tell you something, Mr. Cookpowder, that boy's got something.
What?
A broken leg. Never mind, when that's healed, I'll teach him all I know.
In the weeks that followed, the old Omi Poloni and the young pig fumbler worked unceasingly.
Up! Higher!
I don't think I can do it.
Of course you can, darling. Higher! Right. Now scratch. Now, get this rope between your teeth. Like this. No, not quite. First, take your teeth out of the glass of water.
Ooh, tell me, Luigi, am I going to make a great trapeze artist?
Yes, and I'm going to teach you my big trick.
Ooh.
The 14.5 reverse back somersault. Stopping in mid-air to sing 2 choruses of How You Gonna Keep 'Em Down on a Farm.
That is impossible.
It's not impossible if you have trust.
If you have a trust, I should think it's out of the question.
Hello, Luigi.
Hello, Carissima. Rusty, allow me to introduce my fiancée, Lydia, the tattooed
lady.
Well, with all those tattoos, it's hard to tell.
I'm Lydia Graffiti, the tattooed wonder.
I thought someone had been scribbling on you.
Lydia is tattooed with the 7 wonders of the world.
Yes. See here, the pyramids. Here, the hanging gardens of Babylon. And here, look, ancient Rome. What do you think of it?
Well, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. Look here. Here, have you seen this? Here, on your back, it's like an art gallery. Look at that, the Stag at Bay, and underneath it, the Laughing Cavalier.
You know what he's going to laugh at down there?
And look, the wreck of the Hesperus.
Well, I'm not as young as I was. You're my kind of person, Rusty. See you tonight, my caravan, after the show.
Yes, all right. I'll do anything tonight. I fancy a stroll up the pictures.
You keep away from her, Rusty. She's mine.
Yours? But you're an old man. Your memory's going.
That may be, but I can still give her
What?
I can't remember what it's called, but I'd know it if I saw it. Now, you keep away from her. You hear?
That night, the atmosphere in the circus was tense. Little did the throng of 4 people in the audience realize the excitement backstage as the ringmaster stepped into the spotlight to make the opening announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cooke Powder's Mammoth Circus brings you all the thrills of the big top. First, Sidney Ben Normsbreath and his Liberty Camel.
Oh, I wish the camel wouldn't do that.
Well, he is a Liberty Camel.
But that's a diabolical liberty, isn't it? Besides, it puts the clowns off their timing. Now, who's next?
Oh, who's next? Oh, Madame Catamall and Ramsden, the educated goat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ramsden, the educated goat, presents his death-defying leap from a platform 150 feet above the circus ring into a plate of flaming curry. Are you ready, Ramsden? And now, to complete your enjoyment, I will pass among you with this plate of curried goat.
And as the flying Omi Polonies appeared, so the tension mounted. I felt sure that something was going to happen. They climbed and climbed until they reached the dizzy height of 4 feet. And then the whole arena was stilled as we waited.
Hey, up! Hey, up! That's got my boots off. Now, remove the safety net.
Safety net removed.
Are you ready, partner? Are you ready, partner?
Yes, I'm ready, but before we start, should we both be in the same pair of tights?
You ready now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right. Ready! Steady! Go! There, grab me wrist. Got you. Then, will you give Lydia up?
No, never.
If you don't, I'll let go of your wrist.
You do and I'll never speak to you again. Put your fist up.
Right, take that.
And that.
And that. And that. And that.
Yeah, wait a minute. If I'm hitting you and you're hitting me, who's holding on to the trapeze?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was you.
And so to the high spot of our show. But first, the Fraser Hayes 4. To sing My Resistance is Low. Here then, more in sorrow than in tune, are the Fraser Hayes 4.
You touch my fingertips and my heart is aglow. You bend to kiss my lips and I can't let you go. Maybe I should resist. I'm a fool, I know. But at a time like this, my resistance is low. Your eyes have magic. They seem to say,
come closer, my darling, come closer.
and somehow I can't break away. Can't you see that I want to be adored more than you'll ever know? I'm going overboard with a capital O. So don't be persistent, please keep your distance. You know my resistance is low. Your eyes have magic. They seem to say, come closer, my darling, come closer, and somehow I can't break away. Can't you see that I want to be adored more than you'll ever know? I'm going overboard with a capital O.
So don't be persistent, please keep your distance.
You know my resistance is low. So don't be persistent, baby, keep your distance. You know my resistance. You know my resistance is low.
Now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
Here now, once again, that Sunday night person in person, Seamus Android.
Well, no. All right. Well, no. Finally, before I begin, a word in conclusion to start off with. Hello. Well, that's all we've got time for, so to start the ball rolling, good night.
And thank you, Seamus Android, one of the highest paid entertainers in show business, which only goes to show how expensive it is to import unskilled labour from Ireland. Now, this week, the colour supplement turns its attention to food and drink. What are the eating habits of the average Englishman? Well, I have a typical English couple with me now, Mr. and Mrs.
Grantfattock.
Grantfattock.
J.P.'s mould Grantfattock. That's me, and this is my good lady here. Well, I say good lady, she's the best I could get.
So, you're the typical British couple?
Yes, yes. We live the life as depicted in your television commercials.
Oh.
I suffer from tired skin, listless scalp, dishpan hands, and trouble in the mouth.
And she has not got the ring of confidence.
And hardly surprising.
No. Like Sylvia Sims, I suffer from hard water.
Now, how do you spend your day?
Just like they do in the commercials. I wake up from my deeply satisfying sleep and wash me brassiere 56 times.
Meanwhile, I am in the bathroom fighting the tooth decay that is caused by them things that melt in your mouth and not in your hand. And then I come downstairs and we sit round having a listen to our breakfast.
Then the kids tear off for a picnic in the woods with a bear.
Sometimes I go off too. I like to wander off through the fields and woods by myself eating a bar of chocolate. That is when I'm off work.
And what is your work?
I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm an architect, sometimes I'm a navvy, sometimes I'm the driver of the London to Edinburgh Express. But whatever I'm doing, I'm chewing gum and rolling my own.
Meanwhile, I'm watching the budgie bounce with Elf, while the dog is prolonging his active life under the sofa. Then I pops up the high street where Mr. Obley blindfolds me and forces me to eat margarine.
By now, work is over, and glutted with chewing gum, chocolate biscuits, peppermints and cheese, I pop in the local and have a pint of what the men drink with Jack DiManio and the Liverpool football team. Or I might slip up to West End Hotel and have a crafty jar with Pete Murray and Ted Dexter. Or if the mood takes me, I might even have a quiet shh, you know what.
This life must be very tiring.
Oh, yes. By the time we've run home through the snow, muttering hot cocoa to each other, I haven't even got the strength to pass the gravy.
Eating out terrifies the average Englishman, particularly when the menu is printed in French. So here for your guidance are some translations of common French dishes. For instance, vol au vent.
Someone has stolen the ventriloquist.
Coq au vin.
There's a chicken in the lorry.
Sorbet.
Elizabeth has been out riding.
Rhubarber.
Sweeney Todd.
Well, now, food and drink have long been the subject of songs, and here to sing an 18th century drinking song is Rambling Sid Rumpo.
Hello, my dearie. Thank you very much indeed. Well, come, let us raise our moolies and thank you very much, and clink our grummets in good fellowship.
Yes. Now, what is the song you're going to lacerate our sensibilities with this week?
Well, 'tis a pewter waggler's bangling song.
Oh, good.
Yes, after our day in the grunge foundry, hammering their artifacts, the jolly grunge men repair to the local hostelry or fumble shop and charge their thunder jugs with the foaming nut-brown meths. And then they link nudgers and let forth the stirring refrain as follows. Come, fellows, raise your fumble jugs until your nadger's plunging. Come, raise aloft your nut-brown splod, for soon we'll all be munging. For tonight I'll drain the posset dry. Every man shall do the same as I. If he don't, I'll wordle in his eye. Tomorrow we'll be grunging. Ooh.
Don't look now, but I think he's just grunged. I'm not too certain. Well, today the Englishman is becoming more sophisticated in his eating habits. And to fulfill this need, a number of smart bistros have sprung up, rejoicing in such names as the Contented Cuttlefish, the Interior Decorated Arms. However, when I saw a new restaurant advertised in my copy of the Posing Brief Collectors Trade Journal, which I buy for the thought of the week. Oh, by Jove, yes, I do. Anyway, the advert read, "Whatever your pleasure, complete it at Le Casserole de Bona Gourmet, Islington." So I decided to give it a whirl. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Hall. Oh, it's nice to have you today.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, welcome to our bijou restaurant-ette.
So you're restaurateurs now?
Oh, yes. We took it up after our success writing about Manjari in the glossary.
Yes, we're a bona viveur of your Sunday sup.
Yes, that's right. He's a sort of inclement Freud and I'm a sort of germ carrier. Don't do it for the money, of course. Just to oblige our chums.
Yes.
Get a lot of telly people in.
Yes, Reynard Luspoon, the choreographer, is always in. Loves our Omi cooking, doesn't he?
Yes. And then there's Pandro Wildebeest, television director. Or producer, actually.
That's right,
producer. Yes, it does all those tough, hard-hitting documentaries about life on the coalface and steel smelting in Sierra Leone. Lives in that little pink cottage round the corner.
Lovely person. Always dropping in for Jules' speciality. Always does. Drops in for it.
Likes what I do with the herbs, you see.
He does. He does. Jules and his herbs. Yeah. Oh, he can do anything with a few herbs. It's a gift with him.
No, shut up.
No, it is. Don't run yourself down. Oh. Don't run yourself down. Did you see his bread poultice? No, he's always denigrating himself, Mr. Horne.
Does he?
Yes, he don't give himself value.
Don't be strange, Mr. Horne.
No, don't be strange.
Sit yourself down.
Yes.
Now then, what's your fancy?
Well, could I have a Vada at your entrees?
He's bold, isn't he?
Here's the menu.
Yes. Oh, I see you've got lally of lamb on.
Oh, yeah. Yes, your lamb's very nice. Or there's your jugged rye. That's Polari for hair.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
We got it from our special charcuterie.
Ah, charcuterie. Your butcher?
Oh, you think so? Must be the way I've had my hair done.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Horne, Vidal likes him to show his ears. Yes, well, if you've got them, you might as well use them. Of course, they stick out a bit. You don't go out and I win.
They don't stick out.
They do. Yes, they do.
Stick out.
They do.
No.
You lacquer them back. I've seen you at it. Seen him at it.
He's a traitor. You swore you'd never tell.
Oh, shut your mouth. Well, Mr. Horne, dear, what's it to be? What's it to be?
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, to start with, artichoke heart face, with perhaps your mini glass set of Chablis.
Then how about corn on your actual cob?
Oh, yes, not a bad idea.
Here, no, wait, you'll want a macon with that.
A macon, why?
I've seen you're a messy eater.
Then for your main course, there's your shish kebab.
Very shish, yes. With a bottle of your Chateauneuf de Pape, that's your Pope's Newcastle. And, my dear, there's a meal fit for a queen.
Yes, I fancy it myself.
Yes.
Wait, you don't mind waiting, though, do you?
Why, where are you going?
Out for dinner.
But,
Oh, we're not eating here, Ducky. The food's atrocious.
Well, that's the end of the show, except that I've been asked to make an apology for Kenneth Williams. I apologise for Kenneth Williams. Cheerio, see you next week.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marston and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the program was produced by John Simmons. Here is a trailer for a forthcoming BBC adventure series.
The fastest man in Wyoming. What he had seen, no man had seen before. What he had done, no man had done before and lived. A face at the window, a scream, running footsteps in the night, or an invitation to adventure with...
Hawkeye, last of the peeping Tom.
Here now is the show that came second in the Tristan da Cunha Festival of Light Entertainment. The first prize went to Finland for a report on gutta percha farming in medieval Latin. Ladies and gentlemen, Round the Horne.
Hello and welcome to the show. That was, of course, Douglas Smith, the bane of Britain. Well, now, today is the British Legion Barbecue a Bishop for Lent Day. And all over England there'll be events to commemorate it. There'll be toad grappling at Sadler's Wells, subterranean beaver wiping in the steam room at Girton, dowager cuffing at the Rotherhithe slipper baths, and a demonstration of knothole freezing given by the Mountford Homes Formation Liver Sausage Chorale at the Hatfield College of Applied Technology and Curate Bleaching. And now,
by permission of the trustees of the Tom Tiddler Estate, and in association with Brian Epstein Miracle Plays Limited, Hampstead Garden Suburb, we present
the Muffplaster Saga.
Here with us in the studio is the last surviving member of the Muffplaster family, Sir Aardvark Muffplaster. And talking to him is Nemone Mousehabit.
Now, Sir Aardvark.
Now, Miss Mousehabit? Well, all right, if you say so. Sorry, my dear, it was just an old man's whim. Here, what you were saying?
Now, I wonder if you would...
Certainly, me dear.
I suppose that's another old man's whim.
No, same old man, same old whim.
Your family have always been prominent in English history.
Oh, yes, yes. My grandfather was in the van at Waterloo. They caught him trying to steal the mailbag. The Great Fire of London, that was started by a Muffplaster. The Great Plague, he was a Muffplaster too. And of course, everyone knows it was a Muffplaster who discovered America.
But surely that was Columbus.
That's what the history books say, but it was in fact Sir Clifford Muffplaster. The year was 1491, the place, the court of King Alfonso the Incontinent. And his queen, Isabella. It was the time of the dreaded Inquisition.
Good evening and welcome to the Spanish Inquisition. Now, first the yes-no interlude. Will you bring on the first contestant, please?
Yes, and the first contestant is an old-age pensioner and heretic from Seville, Father Lacrimosa Thrubwalloper.
Evening, Marco.
Now, you did say you were a heretic, didn't you? And you come from Seville?
That is correct.
You didn't say yes?
I did not.
Are you going to recant?
I am not.
Then you won't object to a little torture.
I will not.
Does it hurt you when I stick this lighted match up your cassock? Did you say yes?
I didn't know.
Well done, Father Throbwalloper. Now, for 4 pieces of 8, or 2 pieces of 4, or 1 piece of 2, just answer this question. Brothers and sisters have I none, but this man's father is my father's son. Who am I?
Mrs. Boggs, the child.
No. Shall we give him another try, Cabal?
Yes, Michael!
Come on, then. Who am I?
Torquemada.
Correct! Now, let's open the box and see what you've won. Well, you haven't won the Star Chamber Prize, being burnt at the stake. And you haven't won the do-it-yourself torture kit consisting of thumb screws, boiling oil, and a complete set of Lady Dartmouth speeches. But never mind, because you have won 4 days, 4 whole days for 2 on my own private rack.
Oh, that's just what I wanted. You've made a young masochist very happy. Bless you, Marco. Bless you.
Drag him out and drag in the next contestant.
Harder.
And what's your name?
Triffid Muffplaster.
And why are you here?
Because I said the world was round. I can prove it. I have been studying Mercator's projection.
Yes, he told me. And you should be careful what you do with your dividers. If I may.
It's disgraceful the way he twists my words. Now I get the blame. I shudder to think what he'll make of the next line.
Look, it's round.
Well, anything I say here is bound to be misconstrued. Take him to the Queen.
Thank you.
Your Majesty, I have a muffplaster outside.
How painful for you.
It's a sailor.
Allow me to genuflect before your Majesty. You can do it too as soon as I've finished.
Brave Muffplaster, you may kiss me seal.
I don't like to. He looks all damp. And phew, he's been eating herrings.
Down seal. Bad seal. Bad seal, down. Down, boy. Now, Muffplaster, what did you want to see me about?
I know that your Majesty is interested in trade. Look at this map. This map, I've found a new route to the Indies. It avoids the Exeter bypass. Give me 2 dozen stout seafaring men, or 4 dozen thin ones, or 3 dozen mixed, I don't mind. But they could man a ship and I can cross the Atlantic. I might discover a new world.
A new world?
Yes, it's a hope, a dream, a new world where all men can be equal and free to eat jumbo nut burgers and whipsy Maltese 24 hours a day. I see, as if in a vision, George Murphy tap dancing his way up the steps of the White House, while Barry Goldwater waves his old glory on the roof. I see Lincoln at Gettysburg, George Peppard at Tobruk. I see all men
marching together down the Freedom Road, Martin Luther King arm in arm with Governor Wallace, Sammy Davis arm in knee with John Wayne, Batman and Robin.
Stop it, Batman.
A land where men are free to...
Stop it, Batman.
Free to live in peace and harmony, the American way, under American rule, the American way of life.
And what are you going to call this land?
England.
And so young Triffid Muffplaster set sail in command of a small fleet. The Nina, the Harold Pinter, and the Santa Saucy Mrs. Trusspot. I was his aide-de-camp. The men The men under my command were a rough and ready lot.
I'm rough.
And I'm ready.
But the biggest scoundrel aboard was the bosun, Iron Liver McVitie. Day after day, he drove the crew relentlessly.
Staunch fast the mizzen whelping grummions.
Mizzen whelping grummions, staunch fast.
Loop your nooky pinions.
Loop your pinions looped.
Double cleat your main topsail halyards and jumble home your stench nuts.
Do what?
Tie a bit of string round that nail.
Oh. Right.
Now.
Hold fast the mizzen sheet.
Aye, aye, sir.
Tack down the main sheet.
Aye, aye, sir.
Haul down all.
Now plump up the pillar. Right. No.
Meanwhile, Muffplaster stood on the poop brooding. You look downcast, Captain.
Who's there?
I'm your aide-de-camp. You seem unhappy, sir. You've been here alone all through the dog walk.
Yes, 8 hours and I haven't seen one dog. What do you want, number one?
Turn back. Please turn back.
Why?
Well, we missed a chance of a cheap laugh on the last page. When I came on and said, I'm your aide-de-camp, you could have said, I don't need any aid. I can manage by myself, you see. Get it?
Did you hear that? Oh, it's a burden having him on a voyage. It's him that cheapens the show. Yes, so denigrating for an artist of my stature. I was pull-out Playmate of the Month in Orson Hour.
Excuse me, Captain.
What is it, bosun?
The men want to turn back. They want to go home.
But why?
They think they left the bathwater running.
You're lying. That's merely an ingenious excuse to hide your real reason. You're afraid.
Afraid?
Yes!
Nobody calls Iron Liver McVitie a coward and lives. How would you like to feel a cold steel?
You wouldn't.
Oh, wouldn't I? There! Has he? Has he?
Yes, he put a cold key down my back. All right, Iron Liver, take that and that.
You take that.
And you take that and that.
Oh, don't you want them?
No, I've got a drawer full.
Besides, you've got the height to carry them.
Don't think they're a wee bit tight round the hips, do you? I don't want to look cheap.
No, it's you.
Oh, well, all right, then. But I must give you something in return.
Oh, what is it?
A quick thrust for me cutlass.
You've done it! You've done it, Muffplaster. Against all the odds, you've discovered the new world. Quick onto the beach and claim the land for Queen Isabella.
There, I got the flagpole.
I name this land America.
And just think, Muffplaster, one day a proud city will stand on this spot. Here, the Statue of Liberty, there, the Empire State Building. What are you going to call it, Muffplaster?
I don't know. What about New Grimsby?
No.
What about New Ashby de la Zouche? What about New Leighton Buzzard? New... Careful with that flagpole. New Manchester.
I don't like it.
I've got it. Watch what you're doing with that flagpole. New... Careful. Watch it. New York.
And so it was that for a long time the Goodwin Sands were known as the United States of America. But that's another story and probably funnier. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. But first, the Fraser Hayes Four. Ladies and gentlemen, to sing Gotta Travel On, the Fraser Hayes Four.
I've laid around, I've stayed around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, summer's almost gone. I laid around, I stayed around this old town too long, and I feel like I gotta travel on. There's a lonesome freight at 608, and it's coming through the town, coming through the town. Yes, I'll be homeward bound. There's a lonesome lonesome freight at 6:08 coming through the town, and I feel like I gotta travel on. I've played around, I've stayed around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, summer is almost gone. I laid around, I stayed around this old town too long, and I feel like I gotta travel on. Chilly winds will soon begin, but I'll be on my way. Gone the lonesome day, yes, I'll be on my way. Chilly winds will soon begin, but I'll be on my way, and I feel like I gotta travel on. I've laid around, stayed around this whole town too long. I know that summer's almost gone, yes, summer is almost gone. I laid around, I stayed around this old town too long, and I feel like I gotta travel on. And I feel like I gotta travel on. And I feel like I gotta travel on.
And now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First, Daphne Whitethigh.
Hello. Now, there's been a lot of controversy aroused by the film version of Ulysses. People say this sort of thing shouldn't be allowed. I quite agree, it should be done in whispers.
Thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. And come in, Sunday night TV personality Seamus Android.
Hello. All right, hello. Well, I'm here on the set of, and here beside me is the star of the film, a beautiful young lady who I know you're dying to as I am. And this seems like the perfect opportunity, too. So without further ado, this is Seamus Android returning you to the studio.
Thank you. And thank you, Seamus Android, a man who has few peers, except at his prompt card every 10 seconds. Now, this week, the colour supplement takes a look at London. Here are some interesting facts about our capital.
Did you know that if you stand in Piccadilly Circus long enough, it's said you'll be arrested for loitering?
Did you know that London boasts the largest home for distressed gentlefolk in Britain, where people of breeding too old for useful employment can spend their declining years pottering harmlessly about collecting OBEs? It's called Broadcasting House.
Did you know that if Nelson's column was laid on its end in Whitehall, the tip of Nelson's hat would block the entrance to the gents' washroom at Scotland Yard?
Did you know that Archer Street was once the haunt of archers, that Brewer Street was the centre of the brewing trade, and that Mincing Lane has an interesting history too?
There's lots in London to interest the visitor. The waxworks, where lifelike effigies of former politicians can be seen. It's called the House of Lords. Next door is the Chamber of Horrors. Or House of Commons, of course. A great tourist attraction, of course, is the London Zoo, where, although in captivity, the animals receive the finest care.
How are the patients today, Dr. Pewterblast?
Well, I'm a bit worried about that horse in the east enclosure. He's got a nasty swelling on his back. I tried to lance it, but he didn't take kindly to that, so I put a bread poultice on it, but it hasn't gone down.
Yes, I'm not surprised. That horse in the east enclosure is a camel.
Oh, how mortifying.
Yes, isn't it? How's the giraffe?
Oh, I diagnosed that all right. He's got a sore throat. Yeah, I shall paint it with iodine just as soon as the scaffolding's up. But, you know, I'm worried about that dog.
The dog?
Yeah, the one by the lion house. He's hysterical.
Oh, that's the laughing hyena.
Oh.
Has Keeper Jenkins told you about the boa constrictor? Apparently he's been off his food.
Oh, yes, Keeper Jenkins told me. I had a look at him. He's all right now, except for a nasty protuberance in his stomach.
What do you think it is?
Keeper Jenkins. I'm more worried about Corn Posture, the elephant. He's lost his memory, thinks he's a baby kangaroo. Keeps hopping about on his hind legs, punching people.
Good heavens, yes.
And there's the other kangaroo that frightens me. Corn posture keeps trying to get into her pouch. But there you are, I've got worries of my own.
What's the matter?
I've got to resign.
Why?
Well, yesterday I thought that Lulu, the giant orangutan, was expiring, so I leapt into the cage and gave her the kiss of life, and it turned out she was only asleep. When she woke up, she misunderstood the situation entirely. Now she's suing me for breach of promise.
And I think there's a lesson for us all there. Of course, for many people, London spells romance.
Come here, Fiona. Look down there. It's like a necklet of diamonds on a velvet cushion, stretching away as far as the eye can see.
Oh, Charles, it's so lovely at night, London.
I love it at any time. London. In the fog, in the rain. I even love it in the winter, when Jack Frost touches it all with his icy finger.
I love it too, Charles. It's our London.
Yes, all those plucky cockneys. Costermongers, ironmongers, fishmongers, they're all munging something. And how did Noel Card put it? Ah, yes, I remember. Cheerful little cockney sparrows. Look at those two. Ah. Oh. No wonder they're so cheerful.
Charles, I want to remember this moment and keep it always. To pluck it out of time, lock it away in my heart forever.
Forever?
Yes, Charles. Forever and ever and ever.
Never let me go.
No, Charles. Never. Never, ever. Never, 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 ever.
Ah, London. What strange magic you weave. Fiona, have you ever loved like this before?
No, not like this. Not quite like this. Not on top of Big Ben.
Don't worry, Fiona, it's only the half.
Well, there are many songs, airs, and doggerel about old London, and here, with an air of the doggerel, is rambling Sid Rumpho. Well, my dearie, and how's your cord wangle this week?
Nadgered.
Oh, dear, then you won't be able to scrope your waggling on for us.
There's no problem. I've grunged it at the all-night bogle wash in Paddington.
Yes. And listeners, if you think that's a lot of rubbish, remember you get the sort of show you deserve. Now, what are you going to sing for us this week?
'Tis a master fumbler's travelling air, and tells of a fair young maid from Hackney Wick, for whom he'd gladly wordle his stunging troon, and it goes after this fashion. In Hackney Wick there lives a lass whose grommets would I woggle. Her gander parts none could surpass, and her paws it makes me boggle. Her mool is fine, her grunge divine, the way her loomers tick. I'd give up work for one quick nurk. I won't go into a long explanation of the precise meaning of the word nurk, as it would weary you. Sweet lass of Hackney Wick, sweet lass of Hackney Wick, sweet lass of Hackney Wick, I'd give a groat for one quick scrote. Sweet lass of Hackney Wick.
And thank you, Rambling Sid. Now, the best way to see London is to go on a guided tour. Last week, I was leafing through my copy of Forbidden Flesh Monthly. It's a vegetarian magazine. And the latest edition has a rather daring front cover, an unretouched photograph of a Scotch egg. In the nude, too. Anyway, I saw this advertisement which read, Guided Tripettes. Troll round London with us. So I hurried to their address in Chelsea. Hello, anybody there?
Hello, what do you want?
Oh, I was expecting somebody else. This is Guided Tripettes.
Oh, yes, you want Master Julian and Master Sandy. I'll call them down. Oi, one of your regulars down here?
Oh, it's Miss Rose. Oh, so it is. Oh, how nice to value your dolly old Eek again.
Thank you. Tell me, who's your friend?
Oh, that's Gordon.
The one that used to be the attendant in the slipper baths?
Yeah, that's him. He's working for us now.
Sort of gentleman's gentleman.
You could say that. But he's more your odd job homie. Here's £1, Gordon. Go and tinker with your motorbike.
Oh, tar, Master Sand.
Say, you'll have to talk to him about his clothes, Sam.
What do you mean?
What with them studs in his jeans and them studs in his jackets. It's got more rivets than the Q4.
That's your actual fourth queen.
Yeah. They're scrapping the other two queens, did you know?
Yes. Oh, I know. When I read the headline, Queens to be scrapped, my stomach went, oh! Wasn't I there to an 8?
Pale.
What? I tried the sal volatile.
Oh. Dreadful. See, he really is a devoted royalist.
Devoted? I'm devoted. Devoted
Anyway, enough of that. I take it you're interested in a guided tour of London?
Yes, I am.
Our motto, see London and die.
Yeah, but surely that's Naples.
No, London.
You'll die when you see the places we take.
We start off with all the usual sights, the latties of Parliament, Buckingham Latty, the lot.
Oh,
yeah.
Cruise round all the latties, having a quick varder.
Yes, that's right.
Then down your birdcage walk and up your mall.
That's your Pall Mall, you see.
Then a quick mangiare on top of the GPO tower and back to the palace. After that, to varder the changing of the guard.
That's right, changing the guard. And when he's changed, he's off to the city. Off to the city to see the old Pallone of Threadneedle Street.
Oh, the Bank of England.
No, Mrs. Noam's friend.
Oh.
She keeps a very understanding pub in the city. It's called the Gay Bar G.
Yes. Always full of chums.
It's very nice, though. They do a very good draft creme de menthe.
Oh, very. Do a lovely head on it, they do.
Lovely head on it.
Thus revive the weary travellers up the West End for the gay round of the night.
The Marine Commando Club, Paddington.
Yes. Pink Gin a Go-Go.
Reynard Laspoon's Club.
Oh, Reynard Laspoon. Is that the famous female impersonator?
Yes, that's right. With our tour, you spend the whole evening at René Laspoon.
Yes, it's fantabulosa. Oh, what a spectacle! The lighting, the costumes, the makeup, the jewellery, the fave hairdos.
Well, it sounds remarkable.
It is, particularly when you consider that's only the waiters.
Anyway, I went on the tour and I really got to see places that the normal visitor to London would never see. And that's why next week, Round the Horne will be an outside broadcast from Pentonville Prison. And cheerio, see you, governor permitting, next week. Cheerio.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden and Bill Petrie. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Brayton on the hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the show is produced by John Simmons.